CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata brings us more on the operation from the Pentagon. Charlie, good morning to you. You know, what's fascinating about this decision to carry out these strikes is that it all came together just as President Trump was saying that he needed 2 more weeks to make a decision. At that time, plans were already underway, and there was a bit of a fake out, a decoy as well. So how did this unfold?
Well, first of all, when President Trump said that, it kind of got my attention because he was saying within 2 weeks, which means within 2 days, if possible. So, you know, we were all keeping an eye out for that. But then Saturday morning, we started to get word that some B-2s were on the move from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, 7 of them, and they were headed west, we were told by officials here, presumably to go to Guam in order to sort of ratchet up the pressure or to be closer to Iran. Turns out that was a total decoy. So we weren't tracing the B-2s themselves, but support aircraft, refuelers, etc. At the same time, another 7 were headed east, and those were the mission B-2s. So while the media and the world was paying attention to those 7 that were headed west, these other 7 B-2 bombers were headed east. That in itself was the first head fake. Then, as they got closer to Iran, they met up, and this took an incredible amount of synchronization. They met up with F-22 and F-35 fighters, which escorted them in. When they got to those positions, they dropped 14 MOPs, 12 at one of the locations in Fordow, which is the main target, 2 at Natanz, and at the same time, a submarine fired 24 Tomahawk missiles at another nuclear site there. And they were able to get those aircraft in and get them out without a single shot being fired, which is a testament to, first of all, the stealth nature of the stealth bomber and its escort, but also it's a suggestion of how badly degraded Iran's anti-air defenses are. The Israelis had been going after them for more than a week, specifically going after those targets. And I think that had to do with the calculation of President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, because the last thing they want to do is lose personnel or a very expensive bomber over Iran. So they were able to get there, conduct the operation, and get out unscathed, and then return yesterday afternoon. We did see that when they returned back to Whiteman Air Force Base.
Just fascinating. And Charlie, I know you'll be continuing to gather more information. We'll connect with you throughout the day. That's our Charlie D'Agata at the Pentagon.